Ladies and gentlemen, joining us today on the Big Star Show, we have a true icon. We have WWE legend and Hall of Famer, the man who delivered the most devastating finishing move in the game. Guy was a true magician on the microphone, one of the best to step inside the square circle. Jake the Snake Roberts. How are you, Jake?
No, doing great, guys.
Well, first of all, we appreciate you coming on, and fitting for the time of year because we know that you're a big Cowboy fan, huh?
Yeah, I was raised in Gainesville, Texas, man. I've been a Cowboy fan since, Dandy Don and all those guys that were out there. Bullet Bob Hayes, man, Bob Lilly, all those guys, man. A lot of love for Leroy Jordan, Don Perkins, all those guys, man. I mean, 60s on, man. I was a Cowboy fan and have been for years, man. I've suffered through the tough times and had to eat some crow with the Steelers a couple of times, but we survived that, I guess. And on to today, and I'm so happy with what they're doing now, man. It's just really awesome. The only mistake they've made is making Sting their intimidation coach. I mean, come on. Are you serious? Let me remind you this. I didn't need a baseball bat. All I needed was a whisper to make you crap your pants. And, for them to throw Sting in there, okay, why didn't they throw some high heels on him or something, What the hell, man? You got paint, you might as well throw some high heels on you and let you waddle down the lane. I'm so proud that Mr. Witten just threw it right back at him, he didn't go with the face paint. He just went with a little black in the eyes and told him to shove it, so I love that. But Witten, he's a true Cowboy, man. There's no doubt about that. He kind of reminds me a lot of Leroy Jordan, the way he used to tax everything, and brings back memories of Ditka, who I love, and who doesn't?
Absolutely.
I'm really happy with what they're doing now. Everybody is. I mean, gosh, I think the Cowboys and the Raiders would have been a great Super Bowl, had Derek Carr not got hurt. That was my pick, was to go in the Super Bowl with those two guys. And that would have been an awesome, awesome deal for not only the fans, but for the NFL, and I think this Cowboy thing that's going on right now is great for the NFL, and they just got to be over the top happy with what the Cowboys are doing.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, we suffered for the past few decades, and it certainly feels good to be back on top. And Jake, did you play a little football growing up?
Just high school, man. That was it. My best sport was baseball. And,
oh wow.
Well, that and backseat play, and they were way over there. But no, I was in baseball. I pitched a little bit, and these tall, long, lanky arms and stuff, man. I could let go with a sidearm pitch, and you thought it was going behind you, and sometimes it did, but that's okay. That's intimidation.
I was gonna say, talk about intimidation from the pitcher's mound, huh?
Yeah, man. I was like a Randy Johnson coming at you, man. You never know where the hell it was going. Wild thing or something, Mitch Williams or something. I don't know. But let's rock and roll with this, man.
Absolutely, man. This is great stuff. And Jake, you grew up in a wrestling family. What was it like as a kid having a father be a pro wrestler?
Well, I was never really around my father much. Oh boy, he just wasn't much of a dad. He had a lot of demons himself, and it sure took a toll on the family. I have a sister who was kidnapped and murdered, and it all goes back to dad, and he wasn't a very nice man. I love him, but I didn't have to like him, and it was tough, man, because, going to school and everybody knew who I was and knew that my father wrestled, and, he was 7 foot and 400 pounds. He was intimidating.
I'm sure.
But, growing up in that and defending it, trying to defend my father, who was never there for me, which I took a lot of abuse. Kids are brutal. They'll do anything to hurt you. And the fact that my dad was never around me, giving me a tag of unwanted, unneeded, unloved, and it hurt. It hurt a lot, and it was really tough, man. And never say never. That's all I can say, because I wound up getting into wrestling, and not because I loved it, because I didn't in the beginning. I hated it, because I wanted to blame wrestling for all my family problems. But it wasn't wrestling that did it. It was just my dad. That's just the way he was. But, you know, growing up with that and then deciding to get into it, the only reason I got into it is because I couldn't get affirmed by my father that he was proud of me. That's all I wanted to hear from him. I went through high school and with honors and stuff, and was going to go to college and become an architect. And he never showed up at graduations or baseball games, football, any of that stuff. So after graduation, I went down to visit him and said, hey, guess what, dude? I graduated with honors, first in the family. How about that? I'm going to college, first in the family. And he was like, well, I hope you don't want anything. And I'm like, wow. You haven't given me anything yet. And I really needed to hear him say he was proud of me. I was dying for it. And a few nights later, with alcohol in me, my brain said, if you want your dad to be proud of you, then you need to get in the ring and beat up one of those wrestlers. And, of course, with the help of alcohol and the fans cheering me on, I got in the ring and got my butt handed to me, man. I mean, really bad. This old timer named Billy Bad Boy Hines. And he just tore me a new one. He knew who I was, so he didn't break anything, but it would have been a lot easier. I'd have probably healed quicker if he had just broken arm or something, because when they twist you up, man, and tear muscles and stuff, it's a long time to heal. And I remember crawling back to the locker room. I couldn't even walk, man. I urinated myself in the ring, fighting this guy, and my father looked down at me and said, I'm ashamed of you. You're gutless and you'll never amount to anything. Like that. And that night, I remember that night, and it was full of a lot of hate, and I made a deal with the devil that night, man, to go into wrestling and to become better than my father ever was. So I went into it for the wrong reasons, certainly. And then once I got into it, I fell in love with it. And after I fell in love with it, there was just no stopping. I lived it, I breathed it, I wanted it 24/7. I had a hard time coming up through the ranks because, the sins of thy father, I was getting punished for the things that he had done, and when you're on your way up, you got to be careful because you'll make the same guys on the way down. I met a lot of the people that he had wrestled and mowed down or whatever, and they felt abused or they felt like they hadn't gotten a fair deal. And, here's his kid. Well, let's just take it out on his kid. So I got a lot of that. But, I did survive it, and I had an unbelievable career. There's times that I think, what could I have done if I had not had the problems that I had? But sometimes those problems are what makes you what you are.
Right, absolutely.
I've came into a place in my life now, 61 years old and sober, and I am so friggin' happy. Happier than I ever was in the WWF, happier than I ever was when I was doing the big runs against whoever, Macho, or whoever, man. It didn't matter. Steamboat, Ronnie Garvin. The way I feel now, man, is just crazy. It's just crazy because, again, I'm sober. I enjoy life. I don't have any regrets now. I don't wake up thinking, man, if I hadn't done that last night, oh my God, I don't have to live with that anymore, man. And it's just so awesome. And now I'm out helping other people get sober, helping people with weight problems get right. I got a guy living with me now that he's a comedian. I go out and do these comedy gigs now, which my stuff's not really comedy. It's just I just tell road stories and take you through a walk with Jake, in the woods or whatever. And we talk about some of the insane stuff that we did in the locker rooms or in the ring or in the strip joints or wherever it happened. Right. And people love it. People love it, man. They're eating it up, man. They love it. And I love getting out there and reconnecting with the fans and spending some time with them and taking photos with them and signing their memorabilia. And so crazy, man. They'll tell me about matches that I don't remember. Something to be said about 35 years in the ring and concussion protocol. Oh my God. When I think about that, you know, that alone right there scares me to death because I am having issues now with my brain, you know, and, you know, we did the test and all that stuff and it's not good. It's, you know, I wrestled for 35 years, and you got to figure I was getting a couple of concussions, maybe 3 or 4 a year, which is probably really low, because I was getting them a lot more often than that, probably 1 a month. But when you multiply it times 35, that's not a good number. So to think about having 100 or better concussion, you got to expect some issues, and I'm dealing with them, you know. And but doing this comedy helps me because it keeps my brain working and keeps my thought process working and memory and all those things are happening. So God's being very, very good to me, man.
Oh, that's great. You know, I'm glad to hear that you found the peace and that you're.
Oh man.
You know, if you ever bring that traveling show to the New Jersey, New York area, I'd absolutely love to attend.
New Jersey, New York, we will give you a call. I'm sure we'll be up there soon. We're about to do a southern swing, and a northern swing. When I say northern, I'm talking about the Great White North Canada. And
oh wow!
I don't know why my daughter's doing it to me. Putting me in Winnipeg this time of year is not good. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a little chilly up there, below 0.
Oh man, yeah, it's a little chilly to say the least.
Yeah.
Now, Jay, let's go back a little bit to wrestling now. Now, I read a lot about you, and ironically, Jake the Snake was afraid of snakes, huh? How'd you come up with the name Jake the Snake, and how'd you overcome your fear of snakes, having to be around those snakes?
Well, coming up with the name, I was riding down the highway way back in the day, listening to Monday Night Football.
All right.
Dandy Don and Howard and Gifford were there, and they were talking about Kenny Stabler, the Snake.
Oh wow!
And I was drinking some beer, as I always did, and after a show, and smoking some weed. And I'm like, oh my God, it'd be so cool if there was a wrestler named the Snake, man. Like he could put the snake on below. Wow, that'd be so awesome, you know. And kept working with it. And back then, my name was not Jake the Snake. It was something else. And so I wanted to come up with a moniker, you know, that would fit with the Snake, or Jake the Snake. How did that work? Better than Blake the Snake.
Yeah.
You know, it was Jake the Snake. And the reason we did that is because there was a real hot TV program back in those days. The heel's name was JR, Jake Roberts. Oh, or J.R. Ewing. Which one is it? You know, we went with Jake Roberts. And I stuck the name on me, and I carried it for many years. And, you know, I was being called Jake the Snake for many years before I carried the snake. And, in fact, I brought the idea up to Cowboy Bill Watts about having a snake, and he just really lashed out on me and called me a friggin' idiot. And, you know, that's stupid. That will never work. You know, this isn't a carnival. Really? It's not a carnival. Oh my God. I'm so devastated by that. Let me think about that for a minute. But we went with it, and then years go by, and I'm up here in front of Vince McMahon, and he starts telling me about this idea that they have about a guy carrying a snake and wearing spandex, which I was not in favor of, and lace-up boots up to the knee, which I definitely wasn't in favor of, because I did a little math one night when I was on one of those long road trips, and I multiplied the 20 minutes a night that it would take to put the boots on and take them off. Over a career, I would have spent like 4 months of my life lacing up boots.
Wow.
I don't want to be labeled as that. Okay, so I went to the slip-ons, and So I spoke up, you know, and told McMahon, that spandex crap, that's for pretty boys. I don't do that, man. I wear karate pants, man. They flow in the wind, man. They're bad, you know. And the lace-up boots, that's out because of the time invested. I do slip-ons because I've been known to slip that boot off and hit you in the head with it if things get really bad. And he just kind of pushed a piece of paper towards me and said, well, the guy that carries the snake for us is going to make that. What do you think? I'm like, oh, well, you know, my ankles have been hurting me. Maybe I should wear lace-ups. And, you know, spandex would be a challenge. I think I could do that. And carry a snake? No problem. What do you expect me to say, man? You're sitting in front of Vince McMahon. He tells you, hey, you got this awesome job. You're going to make millions of dollars, and you got to carry a snake. No problem, bro.
Right.
That pales in comparison of all the other things I did to get a job, you know. Carrying a snake is pretty small when you look at that list, and it was horrifying. I hate it, man. I hate snakes. I still hate snakes. I can't stand the sons of bitches, and, you know, after being bit 20 or 30 times, I really hate them. And, cause they have no friends, you know, they just tear you a new one every time they get a chance. And, you know, I had some close calls. I was wrestling Steamboat where one got around my neck and choked me out. And, that was pretty scary because, I went down, the snake was around my neck, and all of a sudden I see headlights coming at me. You know, and wait a minute, there's no cars in this building. And I went down, and when I came back up, seeing things again, the snake was halfway out of the ring. He was like 6 rows back in the fans in Indianapolis and at Market Square Arena there. And, you know, Vince told me if that thing ever gets in the crowd, don't even come to me from thinking you got a job because it's over. You know, because of the court suits that would have happened. And I jerked the snake back into the ring and saved my job, and we went on from there. But, yeah, that's how I came up with it, man. Thanks to Kenny Stabler. Got a spot in my heart for him, and I just think it's a damn shame the way the NFL is doing the Stabler family with the no ring and none of this because he's gone. Are you serious? Come on, man. You know, that is such a slap in the face. I mean, the guy gave so much to the NFL, and for them to hold back on that stuff just makes me sick in my stomach.
Yeah, no, it's certainly unfortunate. If he's well deserved of all the accolades, no doubt about it.
Yeah, man. Back in the day, man, Stabler and the Monica feuds were legendary. The guy was just a great, great football player.
Oh, he sure was. Tough guy, too.
Yeah, but man, I have so much love for the old guys, you know. I mean, I remember the days of Lilly and all those guys, and even Dwayne Thomas and his misguided mind. You know, Hollywood Henderson, who came back from the depths of hell and came out and helping a lot of people now, you know, with addiction, and that's all awesome, man. That's so awesome. But, you know, I got a couple of boys who live right there by the Cowboy complex. I got identical twins who live up there, and they love the Cowboys. They go to Cowboy games here and there. So hopefully after I do this interview, I'll have an end to getting some tickets or something. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. I'd love to catch a game with you one day, Jake. I've been down to the stadium a few times over the years. I didn't get down there this season, but next season, actually, the Cowboys travel to Oakland. I know you. We have a mutual friend in Charlie Boots. I know you did his show a few months back. Maybe the three of us catch a game out in Oakland next year.
Man, I think that'd be so awesome to go to Oakland, and I'd have to bring my boys out for that. Well, maybe we do some tailgating, and I'll show you guys how to properly smoke some meat.
Well, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I know I'll be safe wearing my Cowboy jersey having you there with me.
Oh yeah. No worries with that, man. No worries with that. Even in Oakland.
Oh yeah. The black hole, huh?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it is a rough place, man. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Now, Jake, you had some throughout your wrestling career, you had some absolutely epic feuds. I mean, you had the epic feud with Macho Man, obviously, The Undertaker, which was great.
Yeah.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat early on. What do you think was the best feud you had? And was it ever personal? Did you ever have any true personal beefs with anyone in the business?
Not with guys I had feuds with. The only problem I had with anybody was Davey Boy Smith was just a jerk. And,
the Bulldog.
Yeah, he abused the snake a few times.
Wow.
Throwing lit cigarettes in the bag and stuff like that, and I caught him doing it, and he ran. Crap. And, then I thought, well, maybe I should do something to the Bulldog, to get even. But I just couldn't take myself there, I'm not an animal abuser, and so I thought about it for a while, and then I kept looking at that dog, and I thought, you know what, I bet those sorry jerks aren't even feeding this dog properly, and I went out to the concession area and bought 6 or 8 chili hot dogs and gave the dog something to eat, with lots of onions and chili and jalapenos on them, and the dog ate them all, and then started whimpering because I think he's wanting our place to go, and just waited for good things to happen, man. And I followed them back to their hotel, and they put the dog in the room, and they left, and I'd go by the room and pound on the door, and the dog would bark, 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 and then you'd hear, obviously he was crapping, and it was burning, and I heard the next day it was like $800, man, to clean that room. The dog had crapped on the television. I don't know how he shot it up in the air that far.
Oh, geez.
Must have been a nice dunk shot.
Yeah.
And they crapped all over their wrestling gear and their clothes and everything. I felt like I got even.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like proper
there's intimidation, bro.
Oh, man, that's classic right there.
Yeah. And now that Bulldog's a mascot for the Browns. Look at his luck,
Oh, man, yeah, talk about taking a double loss right there.
Yeah. I had some great times, man, great athletes I was in the ring with. Some of my better feuds, man, whether it be Steamboat or Earthquake or Rick Rude or Martel or whoever. I mean, I had a blast doing it, man, and I put a lot into it, wrestling's real, people are fake. That's the way I feel, it's just the way it is, man. Just put so much into it. But, it was a great, great career, man. And the thing that I'm doing now has a lot more substance to it, and I'm able to help people, man. And if you ever want to get high on life, man, start reaching out and helping others and see the difference that you make. And that's where the true blessings in life come from, right there. It's not when you're trudging up a pole trying to do your own thing, man. It's when you start reaching down and pulling people up the pole with you. That's when you become a man.
Absolutely. That's wise words right there.
That's about all I got, bro.
Oh, man, well, that's great. And, Jake, I can't thank you enough for coming on. True pleasure and honor for me. Big WWF fan my whole life. So hopefully we'll be talking again as the Cowboys are playing for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, then they'll need a real intimidation guy, Maybe you guys could trade Sting in for, I don't know, a water boy or some substance or something. I don't know. A cheerleader would be good.
Oh, we got to love the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Yes, you're right. Sting couldn't hold that up. Oh, well. Oh, well.
Man. Oh, well, Jake, thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely, we'll talk soon, and go Cowboys.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get in touch with you when we're up in that area, and we'll let you blast it out. And,
absolutely, can't wait.
And I'll abuse your ass. Okay. Take care, brother. Love you, man.
All right, thank you.